Aleksandra's been getting advice on a gym routine from Richard, and now it's time to work on her core strength with Joanne.
As you inhale, just tilt the pelvis back and then see how I'm rounding my spine.
Yep.
Okay, now I'm going to try and take the spine down, one vertebrae after the other. I'm exhaling as I go down, and I'm going to stop there, take a breath, and then come back up again. Again, I'm going to try and roll up, keeping the tummy as flat as I can, and then back to that start position.
Right.
Okay,
So
I'll show you
how
again.
do you go down then?
It's up to you. The lower you go, the harder it becomes. So, and it's harder coming back up, obviously, than going down. So you're getting to about there, taking a breath, and then exhaling, coming back up. And you've got your hands on the back of your thighs, so if you do get stuck, that should help, just holding on to the back of the thighs.
Okay. So you inhale as you go down, and exhale as you come back.
Starting off, so you're going to inhale and get that kind of C shape. Just come a bit further forward on the mat, so you've got some mat behind you. So you're starting up nice and tall, nice and straight. Make sure the weight's equal on each sit bone. Okay, so tightening up on those abs, feels like you're pulling that belt in round your waist. So inhale as you come into that C shape, kind of a curve, that's it. And now exhale and go down as low as you feel comfortable with. That's good. So stop, take that breath, and exhale and roll back up. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is the leg pull, which is kind of a variation of the plank exercise that you do in yoga.
Okay.
So Pilates leg pull is slightly different. You need to line up, so you've got your elbows underneath your shoulders, and always turn the palms up. And again, keep those shoulder blades down and back, trying to hunch across the top of your back. You're looking to bring your head to its neutral position, so you're lengthening through the back of the neck. And then again, tightening up on those abs, so you're pulling in on that belt again into notch 5 and pull up on the pelvic floor.
Yeah.
And you've got 3 different levels to begin with. So again, we're going to inhale as we get ready, and then exhale on the movement, pulling up. So you're either going up, this is level 1, I'm pretty much on my thighs at the moment. Keep breathing once you're up there. You can go to level 2 and go up onto the knees, or level 3 and takes it all the way up and onto your toes. So just try and hold there, keeping pulled in, pulled up, and count your breaths. So you're aiming initially to hold there for 3 breaths. If you can manage longer, then go for 6, 8 or 10 breaths. And then when you need to come down, exhale, lower nice and gently. And you should be aiming to do that maybe 3 times, each time holding for those 3, 6 or 8 or 10 breaths. Once you can get to 10 breaths in any of the levels, it's time to move on to the next one. So you're either on your thighs, onto your knees, or onto your toes.
Okay.
The last thing we're going to do is the hip circle or knee circle. And for this one, you need to come into your Pilates setup. So this is a setup position. The knees are bent at hip width apart. You've got a straight line running from the hips to the knees and to your feet. So you haven't got your knees kind of out here or in together. It's a nice straight line. I always think if you imagine having a very full glass of champagne on each knee, so you're keeping your knees as still as you possibly can. And then again, relaxing the shoulders down and back, so you're bringing the shoulder blades down and into the floor. And then make sure that your spine's neutral. A lot of people just flatten into the floor at this point. So from that position, again, you're sort of breathing into the chest, so keeping the abdomen nice and still. And again, we're going to inhale as you prepare or get ready. Exhale and bring the first knee up. And the knee comes up over the hip. And take your hand on your knee and just guide it around in a circle. So it's a very simple looking exercise. You're just going to do 4 circles. And you can bring your breathing in time so that you breathe in as your knee comes in and breathe out as your knee goes out. And you can change the direction and do 4 around the other way. Now the bigger you make these circles, the harder this exercise becomes. But what you're trying to do is keep completely still across the pelvis and keep that full glass of champagne balanced on that other knee. Okay? So again, once you've done your 4 circles, just exhale, lower the foot, just do 4 circles. but those three will
Thank
give
you
you a
for
nice
that.
little
That's a little
introduction, nice little balance to your program.
Aleksandra won't have to struggle on with her mountain bike any longer. Cube Bikes are providing her with a women-specific road machine to use in the race. And it's just arrived. This will be a completely different riding experience for Aleksandra. So we met up with Dan White of Cube to get the lowdown on the bike.
And is there anything in particular that I should, I mean, you obviously ride both, so is there anything in particular that I should know about a road bike that I need to...
I mean, really, you're just going to have a far more efficient bike. The bottom line, the difference between a road bike and a mountain bike, your legs are going to turn more on a road bike. And that's why a mountain biker generally uses a road bike to train on. More pedal revolutions, increased fitness. I think you may find initially you feel a little unstable because you're used to a mountain bike with a much wider bar. When you go onto a road bike, you're going to be very, very streamlined, tight and compact. Once you get used to that tight position, I think you're going to be fine, and your mountain bike experience will really help you in this. You're never really going to have to take your hands away from the bars until you want to have a drink. You're going to have an indexed Aleksandra shifter. So basically all you're going to need to do is push the brake levers in and out, and that's going to change gear for you. So you're always going to have your 4 contact points on the bike right up until you need to take a drink. It's got a carbon fork, which you're definitely going to need. In the UK, the road surface is generally quite poor. And the carbon fork's just going to be a bit more forgiving. It's going to cut down on the vibrations through the bike, which is going to give you a little bit less fatigue as you go through the day without that sort of that continuous bumping. It's going to come with a Fulcrum wheel set, which is the wheel set you've got is a really, really good entry-level wheel set. If I put you onto a really expensive wheel set, like a set of lightweights, which retail at around £3,000, you're never going to appreciate what you've got. It's much better to start with entry-level stuff and then upgrade as you need it and as your performance, commands those new components. It's got a slightly wider saddle, which is going to be much more comfortable for you. With the Schwalbe Ultremo R tyre, which is a really great tyre for this kind of work. You may find that for your training we need to send you another set of tyres as you work through them, and you're going to need to run a lot more pressure in the tyre than you're used to on your mountain bike. You're going to be looking at around 100 psi, again to give you that fast, responsive. Every pedal stroke with a direct drive, you want every ounce of your power to count. And I think you'll have to put a little bit of timing, because we'll have to get you onto an SBD clip-in pedal, which I know is something you've not used before, and it's quite a key part of what you're about to do. You're going to need to be clipped into this bike, okay?
I can see my destiny.